It seems that the saga surrounding the equipping of domestic tanks with active protection systems APS is finally approaching its logical conclusion. In the near future, we will see the T-90M equipped with a brand new APS, upgraded to meet modern combat realities. This and much more will be discussed in greater detail today. Despite the fact that active protection systems are generally considered a positive development, it is worth starting the conversation with their drawbacks for a fuller picture. The issue is that APS is not just about enhancing protection capabilities. They also come with significant challenges, or to be precise, three major ones. The first drawback is, of course, cost and complexity. Developing an effective system capable of intercepting incoming enemy projectiles is no simple task. The problem lies in the fact that detection relies on small radar stations, several of them, typically 2 to 4 or more. Along with these come infrared sensors, launchers, and ammunition, significantly increasing the cost of the tank often by up to 1.5 times. On the one hand, protection is a priority, but on the other, financial constraints cannot be ignored. It becomes a choice between 2 tanks equipped with APS or 3 to 4 tanks without it. During peacetime, the decision was obvious, which is why the matter was delayed for so long. However, the current situation has changed dramatically, and impenetrable tanks have become a priority. The more survivable a vehicle is, the less will need to be spent on its repair and replacement, not to mention saving the crew, which goes without saying. The second drawback of APS is their complexity in adapting to combat operations. If a tank operates solo or in a group at a distance, no major issues arise. However, when such a vehicle provides cover for infantry, it creates serious problems for nearby soldiers. The only solution here is to deactivate the APS, but then what is the point of having it at all? While this issue might seem exaggerated, there have already been incidents of unintentional activations in history. Moreover, there is a third and far more serious issue: enemy reconnaissance. As mentioned earlier, APS is built around compact radars that emit signals, making them susceptible to electronic intelligence. This means that equipment with APS can be detected long before it enters the engagement zone. Currently, this issue can only be addressed by activating APS only when a direct threat is present. However, with the advent of drones operating far beyond the line of contact, the threat is constant, which significantly increases the risk of detection. With all this in mind, let's turn to the main topic of discussion. Back in August, a noteworthy contract was signed at the Army Forum for a batch of T-90M tanks featuring the aforementioned APS, specifically the ARENA. Yes, it is the same ARENA that has been undergoing testing on the T-70M since the late 2010s as seen in the photo above, but some updates have been made, which we will discuss later, without delving too deeply into its capabilities. It's enough to say that the T-90M will now be able to counter virtually any enemy attack, including second and third generation ADGMs. Additionally, according to some reports, it will gain a significant advantage in hypothetical duels against the most advanced Western tanks. Equipped with uranium core armor-piercing rounds, the ARENA can reportedly neutralize even such complex projectiles. Now, moving on to more intriguing aspects. About 6 months ago, there was widespread discussion online about the supposed development of a new method in our country to combat the most dangerous enemy drones, primarily FPV types. It was speculated that a compact mobile air defense system or something similar was being developed, as electronic warfare systems alone are often insufficient. While this initially sounded improbable, it has been confirmed, but with a twist. The mobile air defense system turned out to be a significantly upgraded version of the ARENA, adapted for modern realities. What does this upgrade entail? Modern APS systems are being taught to detect and intercept high-speed targets like supersonic ADGMs. However, our goal is entirely different: to adapt the system for low-speed FPV drones. Judging by the contracts signed at the Army Forum, this task has been successfully accomplished. However, not all tanks will receive the ARENA yet. While the contract involves an actual batch of tanks, not just a single test vehicle for trials and photos, the purpose of this batch is to evaluate the effectiveness of APS and identify potential issues. On the one hand, a single tank equipped with APS becomes a highly protected combat unit, but the aforementioned 3 drawbacks remain. On the other hand, the arena has likely been fine-tuned over the years, with scenarios for its use and other nuances developed. The fact remains that this is the first ordered batch of tanks equipped with APS, and how they perform in practice remains to be seen. In conclusion, despite its nuances, the development of APS represents a significant step forward. Protecting the crew remains a top priority, especially against threats like FPV format drones. Additionally, there is another promising area: electrodynamic protection, which is essentially a hybrid of APS and ERA. At the moment, this system is only available on the T-14, although whether it can neutralize drones remains an open question.